Hello, this is John with Bronemann Home Inspections, and today we're going to take a little time and go over some thermal imaging testing and reporting that I can do during a home inspection. We're here in my home, and I'm using my FLIR camera, and you can see the well, actually, it's the infrared version of what you would see with a camera, simply put. I am focusing right now on the floor in my living room, and you can see the temperature change on the right from about 78 down to 63 or so, and it's represented by whites for the high temperature and blacks, purples for the low temperature. And if you look in the center of the picture where the dot is, you can actually see the temperature change because the furnace is running right now of the heat duct running underneath the floor. And it, extends off to the right under the couch and into the main duct under the floor. But this would help us if we had no access to tell where the heat runs run to see something like this. And conversely, the same thing would be true in the summertime when we'd run the air conditioner. Instead of a orange pathway where the heat runs, it would be blue. Then of course the really orange over there is the heat coming out of the register and warming up the walls. Another thing I like to use this for is to find bare insulation or lack of insulation spots in a roof and wall system. Here, this is exactly what I would expect to see. The purple lines that go up to about there from just following the center dot and then trail on off. That's the actual framing of the house. And the reason we get those purple spots there, it doesn't mean that it's bitterly cold. As you can see, the actual temperature there is about 58, 56. That's because they put baffle vents in between the truss spaces, and then they stuff the bottom parts of that with fiberglass insulation. Well, we need those vents in order to run air up the underside of the roof system to keep the shingles cool in the summertime. This is kind of cool. You can actually see the different lines and the different features, wall hanging, stuff like that. And the longer that we keep it focused on a spot, the more information the camera can get us. Not seeing anything here that draws me to any kind of worrisome conclusion. This is, you just got to know what you're looking at here. If we were missing insulation, we would see in between long places of purple, since it's cold outside right now, and conversely opposite in the summertime it'd be red. But I see nothing out of the ordinary. There's a skylight there in my house. I would expect that to be a different temperature, just as I would the windows on the front of the house there in the dining room. We can use thermal imaging to tell us a lot of things about the home. How the insulation is, where water might be infiltrating, because that's going to reflect back as a different temperature. If I suspected, let's just zoom in right there into 0, we see some, let's just say for instance, I might have thought there'd be a roof leak there. Well, because I see a different temperature change than what I see in the rest of the area, that would be a spot I might want to consider taking a closer look at with flashlight, taking a closer look at with a moisture meter, go up in the attic and verify, is it a roof leak? What am I, seeing in the roof? That kind of thing. It's just one more tool that helps me do a better job of finding and actually telling the story of your home.